What does it actually take to destroy a modern car? Europe built laboratories. America wrote regulations. Both created the most rigorous safety standards the automotive world has ever seen. And for decades, that was enough. Then China decided the standards were not ambitious enough. 5 manufacturers, 5 vehicles, 5 tests that no regulator required, and no Western brand attempted. Containers dropped from cranes. A 43-foot palm tree felled onto a roof. An SUV attacked from every direction simultaneously. And every single one of these cars drove away. These are not concepts. These are not prototypes. Every car on this list is in production and available to buy today. This is what happens when China stops following the rules and starts rewriting them. Every engineer on Earth will tell you the same thing. Remove the B-pillar, the structural column sitting between the front and rear doors. And you have compromised the car. It is not a debate, it is physics. That column stops the roof collapsing onto your head in a side impact. It is what keeps the survival space around the driver and passengers intact when forces act on the vehicle from directions nobody planned for. Every manufacturer in the world builds around it. Volvo built its entire safety reputation around it. Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Toyota have spent billions of hours optimizing it. Remove it, and you have not built a car. You have built a liability. Zeekr removed it anyway. The Zeekr Mix is a family MPV, the only van on this list. But its origins are far more unusual than its appearance suggests. The platform underneath it was not designed for families. It was designed for the Waymo robo-taxi program, the autonomous vehicle service currently carrying paying passengers through Phoenix, Arizona. The same architecture that powers a self-driving car with no human at the wheel is the foundation on which Zeekr built a family van with no B-pillar and a living room inside. Both sides open into a 1.48-meter wide entrance, wider than most front doors in a British terraced house. The front seats rotate 270 degrees electrically. The center console moves on a 2-meter motorized rail, clearing the floor completely. Families sit face to face inside a moving vehicle, the way human beings actually want to travel. The floor sits just 390 millimeters off the ground, low enough for young children and elderly passengers to step in without effort. It is the most practically innovative family vehicle of the last decade, and it has no B-pillar. So the question every engineer and every safety regulator asked is the same one you're asking right now. How? Zeekr answered it the only way that matters. They brought a crane. A 2.2-ton steel shipping container was dropped directly onto the roof. The structure did not deform. The driver's door opened immediately afterward, completely as normal. Then, a side barrier struck the vehicle at 60 kilometers per hour. The standard Euro NCAP test speed. The passenger cell did not move. No intrusion, no collapse. Because the B-pillars are not gone, they are hidden. Inside every door, 2 ultra-high-strength steel columns forged at 2,000 megapascals, 30% stronger than conventional hot-formed steel and comparable to grades used in aerospace manufacturing, are embedded directly into the door structure. When the doors close, those columns lock into the frame and create a hidden dual B-pillar system with a torsional rigidity of 37,600 Newton meters per degree. The BMW X5, one of the most structurally celebrated luxury SUVs in the world, achieves 31,700. A family van built for school runs and weekend trips is structurally stiffer than a BMW X5. The West spent decades perfecting the B-pillar. Zeekr hid it inside the doors and built something stronger. And the Waymo robotaxi using the same platform is already earning fares in America, which means the most advanced autonomous driving program on the planet trusted this architecture before most of us had even heard of it. When Xpeng unveiled the GX at the Beijing Auto Show, They did not talk about screen sizes or interior materials. They put their car through what they called the world's first 720-degree 5-stage sequential crash test. Conducted in formal collaboration with CATARC, China's official state automotive research authority. No manufacturer had ever done this before. Not Volvo, not Mercedes-Benz, not Toyota, not any of the brands that spent decades building global reputations around the word safety. 720 degrees means the GX was subjected to impacts from every possible angle: front, rear, both sides, overhead, and underside, in a single continuous assessment. 5 stages, one after another, without stopping, each designed to expose a structural weakness that a conventional single-stage test would never find. Stage 1 sent the GX over a hard obstacle at 30 kilometers per hour to test underside integrity. In an electric vehicle, this is critical. The battery pack sits directly beneath the passenger compartment. A floor breach does not just damage the structure. It can trigger a thermal event that transforms a survivable crash into a catastrophe. The GX recorded 0 battery penetration. 0. Stage 2. Frontal offset impact. The test that exposes asymmetric structural weaknesses a full-width test will never reveal. Stage 3. Full-width rigid barrier. Stage 4. Side pole impact. The most brutal of all standard assessments, concentrating every unit of force into a single point. Stage 5. Roof crush. XPeng did what is becoming a tradition among Chinese flagship manufacturers. They dropped a container. The GX is a 6-seat flagship SUV measuring 5.2 meters. Powered by 4 AI Turing chips delivering 2,250 TOPS of computing power. But the number that defines it here is not the horsepower or the chip count. It is 0. The battery penetration figure from stage 1. When every stage was complete, every door of the GX opened normally. Every occupant space was intact. XPeng stood next to their car in Beijing and made a point that needed no translation. Euro NCAP is where Chinese ambition begins, not where it ends. 3 years ago, Xiaomi made smartphones. Today, their first SUV has set safety standards that manufacturers with a century of automotive experience have not thought to attempt. The Sky Nomad did not arrive asking whether it could match the official benchmarks. It arrived having already exceeded every single one of them, by margins that need to be stated clearly and read carefully. Frontal collision, tested at 64 kilometers per hour. The CNCAP standard requires 56, a 14% increase in impact speed that translates to significantly greater destructive force than the test regulators demand. Frontal 25% offset. Xiaomi's internal standard is 72 kilometers per hour. The China Insurance Automotive Safety Index demands 64. Side collision, 70 kilometers per hour against CNCAP's 60. And then the rear impact, the new Chinese national safety standard, itself one of the most recently updated regulatory frameworks in the world, requires 50 kilometers per hour. Xiaomi tested the Sky Nomad at 92 kilometers per hour into the rear of the vehicle. That is 84% faster than the official requirement. At that speed, a rear impact is not a bump. It is a collision so severe that most professional safety engineers have never simulated it in a laboratory, because the forces involved push the limits of what the test equipment itself can safely absorb. The Sky Nomad passed every category, every speed, every direction. Xiaomi's founder Lei Jun published the results personally and publicly. A company that did not exist in the automotive industry 3 years ago has just moved the goalposts so far that the manufacturers of Stuttgart and Nagoya can no longer see where they were. If you are going to build a car, the message is clear. Every regulation ever written is the beginning of the conversation, not the end of it. When most people in Europe or Australia hear BYD, they think of affordable electric vehicles undercutting the established brands on price. What they do not picture is a company building vehicles so structurally extreme, that a 5-star Euro NCAP result is considered by BYD themselves to be insufficient proof of what their cars can survive. The BYD Datang arrived with over 150,000 pre-orders before a single customer had seen one. It is built with ultra-high-strength steel at 1,500 megapascals across most of the body, rising to over 2,000 megapascals at the most critical structural points. The same grade used in aerospace and defense applications, extraordinarily difficult to form and weld without compromising its properties. BYD uses it as standard on a family SUV. But the steel specification was not the point BYD wanted to make. They developed their own supplemental tests, going well beyond what any regulatory body requires. First, a third-row side impact assessment. Euro NCAP tests the front 2 rows. The third row, where the youngest family members typically sit, receives no mandatory assessment in most regulatory frameworks worldwide. BYD tested it anyway, and then more than 14 tons of shipping containers were stacked directly onto the roof of the Datang. 14 tons, the combined weight of approximately 10 family cars. More than twice the unladen weight of a London double-decker bus. A load that would reduce almost any vehicle in production to something that can no longer be called a passenger compartment. The roof did not collapse. The doors opened. The vehicle drove away. In a world where 5 stars in Euro NCAP has become the minimum price of entry into the European market, BYD looked at that minimum and decided it was not good enough. The Datang is not simply a safe car. It is BYD's definitive answer to what the word safe is actually supposed to mean. Everything on this list so far has involved some form of controlled condition. Containers dropped from measured heights, barriers moving at specified speeds, engineers with clipboards at every angle. Number 1 is different. Number 1 happened in the real world, in a location chosen for its hostility. BYD took a Yangwang U8 to Hainan province on China's southern coast, a region that sits directly in the path of some of the most powerful typhoons on Earth. Found a palm tree 43 feet tall, the height of a 4-story building, and dropped it onto the vehicle. Then dropped it again. Then a third time, each impact more severe than the last, until the trunk was striking the roof with 50,400 joules of kinetic energy, more than 37,000 foot-pounds of force, delivered instantaneously. 3 times in succession, the glass held, the roof held, the doors opened. The U8 drove away from underneath the tree under its own power. Now consider what the Yangwang U8 actually is. It is BYD's flagship luxury SUV, competing directly with the Range Rover, the Mercedes G-Class, and the Bentley Bentayga. It performs tank turns, rotating on its own axis using independent torque across all 4 wheels, a capability that until recently existed only in military vehicles. It floats on water for 30 minutes using its sealed battery floor as a pontoon. Its chassis generates enough force during torsion testing to lift a full-size bus completely off the ground. A bus? For decades, the gold standard of automotive durability in the English-speaking world was a 1988 Toyota Hilux, submerged, set on fire, struck by a wrecking ball, and demolished on British television, that still started and drove away. That test became legendary because it captured something deeply human. The certainty that this machine will not abandon you when everything else has failed. The Yangwang U8 just survived a forest, not a wrecking ball, not a controlled laboratory weight. A 43-foot palm tree, 3 times being on the coast of Hainan, and it drove away. Number 1 was never in doubt. 5 cars, 5 tests, no regulator required, and no Western manufacturer attempted. A van with hidden pillars stiffer than a BMW X5, sharing its platform with a Waymo robotaxi. An SUV that completed the first 720-degree safety test in automotive history. A smartphone company's first SUV that beat every official crash benchmark it was measured against. A family vehicle that held 14 tons on its roof and drove away without drama. And a luxury SUV that a 43-foot palm tree, dropped 3 times, could not stop. The conversation about Chinese cars has been about price and range. Those are the wrong questions. The right question is what happens to the people inside when it matters most. China just answered it 5 times, with containers, cranes, and a forest on the coast of Hainan. The West has not yet caught up. But after today, you have